When you value yourself again, your energy begins to change everything inside your life. Not all at once, not in a loud way, not in a way that forces the whole world to change in one day, but quietly, deeply, slowly, something inside you begins to stand up again. Something that was tired of being ignored. Something that was tired of begging for love, waiting for approval, and shrinking just to be accepted. Do you feel that part of you even now? The part that has been silent for so long, but still knows you were not born to live as if you do not matter. Maybe this message found you because you have been giving too much of yourself away. Maybe it found you because your heart is tired of being strong in places where it needed tenderness. Maybe it found you because somewhere inside you are ready to stop treating your own needs like they are a problem. Maybe it found you because you are finally beginning to understand that your energy cannot rise while you keep lowering yourself in your own eyes. Softly, right here, begin. Take one gentle breath. Do not try to fix anything yet. Do not try to become a new person in this moment. Just let yourself arrive here. Let your shoulders loosen a little. Let your jaw soften. Let the space around your heart feel less tight. You have been carrying so much, my dear, more than many people can see. More than you often admit. There may be a quiet pressure behind your eyes from holding back tears. There may be a tiredness in your chest from always trying to be okay. There may be a deep ache in your spirit from feeling like you have to earn the love that should have met you with kindness. And still, you are here. That matters. You matter. Not because you have done everything perfectly, not because you always make the right choice, not because you have never fallen, never cried, never stayed too long, never doubted yourself, never let someone else's voice become louder than your own. You matter because your life is precious. You matter because your heart is still beating. You matter because there is a place inside you that still wants to heal, still wants to rise, still wants to feel free. For a long time you may have looked at yourself through tired eyes. You may have seen only what you lost, what you failed to become, what you did not finish, what you allowed, what you regret. You may have looked in the mirror and not really seen a soul. You may have seen a problem, a project, a body to criticize, a past to punish, a person who should be further along by now. But the mirror does not only show what is wrong. Sometimes the mirror waits for the day you are ready to look again with love. Not perfect love, just kinder love, just honest love. Just the kind of love that says, I have been hard on myself for long enough. There is a moment in healing when you stop asking, why am I not better yet? And begin asking, What have I been needing from myself that I never received? That question opens something. It opens a small window in the heart. It lets fresh air enter places that have been closed for years. Because many times the pain is not only what happened outside of you, the pain is also the way you learned to treat yourself afterward, the way you blamed yourself, the way you ignored your own sadness, the way you smiled when your spirit was tired, the way you called yourself weak when you were really wounded, the way you kept asking other people to choose you while you were not choosing yourself. Notice. No shame, just notice. When you begin to value yourself again, you do not become proud in a cold way. You do not start thinking you are better than anyone. You simply stop agreeing with the old idea that you are less than everyone. That is different. That is holy. That is healing. You begin to remember that your voice is allowed. Your rest is allowed. Your feelings are allowed. Your body is allowed to need care. Your heart is allowed to ask for gentleness. Your life is allowed to be more than survival. Maybe this found you because you are done being the person who always understands everyone, but never feels understood. Maybe this found you because you are tired of being useful, but not cherished. Maybe this found you because you have been waiting for someone else to tell you that you are worthy, when your own soul has been whispering it from within. Maybe this found you because the old way of living no longer fits the spirit you are becoming. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be loved. There is nothing wrong with wanting to be chosen. There is nothing wrong with wanting kindness, support, respect, and warmth. But when you forget your own value, you may begin to accept tiny drops and call them enough. You may begin to stay where your heart is not held because you fear there will be nothing else. You may begin to explain your pain to people who benefit from not understanding it. You may begin to lower your voice, lower your needs, lower your truth, lower your light, just to remain close to someone who has not learned how to love you well. And my dear, that is not love. That is self-abandonment, wearing the clothing of patience. Love does not ask you to disappear. Love does not ask you to become small. Love does not ask you to betray your own heart so someone else can stay comfortable. When you value yourself again, you begin to feel the difference. At first, it may be small, very small. A tiny pause before you say yes. A quiet breath before you answer a message. A feeling in your body that says, "This does not feel peaceful." A soft knowing that says, "I do not want to keep proving myself here." These little moments are not small to your soul. They are signs that your energy is coming back to you. I am willing to see myself with kinder eyes. I am allowed to matter in my own life. I return to myself gently. Let those words be simple. Do not force yourself to feel them all at once. Let them stand near you like a friend. Sometimes the heart needs time to believe kindness again. Sometimes the body is so used to being judged that love feels strange at first. That is okay. You do not have to rush. You do not have to perform healing. You do not have to turn this moment into another thing you must do correctly. You only have to begin. Begin by noticing how often you speak to yourself as if you are someone you do not love. Begin by noticing how often you rush past your own tiredness. Begin by noticing how often you say, "It is fine," when something inside you is not fine. Begin by noticing how often you make room for everyone else, but leave no soft place for yourself. This noticing is not punishment. It is the first light of awareness. And awareness is gentle power. When you look at yourself again with honesty, you may feel sadness, not because you are broken, but because you realize how long you have been living without your own full support. You may think of all the moments you needed comfort and gave yourself criticism instead. You may remember the times you were already hurt and still told yourself to get over it. You may notice how often you waited for someone else to protect your peace while you were handing your peace away. Breathe. That sadness is not here to hurt you. It is here to soften you. It is here to show you the places that need love. It is here to bring you back into your own heart. There is a part of you that never stopped being valuable, even when you forgot, even when others did not see it, even when you made choices from fear, even when you stayed in places that drained you, even when you spoke harshly to yourself, even when you felt behind, even when you felt too much or not enough. Your value did not leave. Your memory of it became covered. That is all. Covered by pain, covered by fear, covered by old words, covered by trying to survive. Now, little by little, you are uncovering it. Think of the mirror again, but not as something that judges you. Think of it as something patient. Every day, it has waited for you to see more than the surface. It has waited for you to look at your own face and remember that this person has been through a lot. This person has kept going. This person has loved, hoped, tried, failed, learned, cried, and still returned. This person deserves tenderness. This person deserves respect. This person deserves a life that is not built on self-rejection. You do not need to look in the mirror and pretend you have no pain. You do not need to say perfect words with perfect belief. You can begin with truth. You can say, "I am learning to be kinder to you." You can say, "I am sorry for the ways I spoke to you when you were already tired." You can say, "I am willing to stop making you earn love." You can say, "I am here now." Those words may feel simple, but simple words spoken with care can change the whole feeling of the body. One kind sentence can be a doorway. One softer breath can be a beginning. One moment of not attacking yourself can teach your nervous system that you are no longer a danger to your own heart. Right here, This is where change begins, not in the outside world first, not in the perfect relationship, not in the bank account, not in the applause, not in the approval of people who never understood you. It begins in the way you come back to yourself when no one else is watching. It begins in the way you speak to the part of you that is scared. It begins in the way you stop making your pain proof that you are unworthy. It begins when you decide that even before everything changes, you will no longer treat yourself like something to reject. You may have spent years waiting for life to show you that you are valuable. But life often begins to change when you show life that you are no longer available to be treated as worthless. This does not mean fighting the world. It does not mean becoming harsh. It means becoming steady. It means your inner yes becomes more honest. Your inner no becomes more peaceful. Your energy stops running after every person, place, or promise that makes you forget your worth. Soft, steady, clear. When you value yourself again, you begin to stop asking for permission to exist fully. You stop waiting until you are perfect to rest. You stop waiting until someone chooses you before you choose peace. You stop waiting until you have no flaws before you speak to yourself with love. You stop waiting for the past to make sense before you allow the future to be kind. This is not easy every day. Some days the old voice will come back. Some days you may still feel small. Some days you may still want to chase what hurts because it feels familiar. And even then, you can pause. You can place one hand over your heart if it feels right. You can whisper, "I am not leaving myself today." You can take a gentle bead, wreath, and return. A gentle breath. That is enough for now. A whole new life can begin through an honest breath. You are not trying to become someone else. You are remembering how to stop abandoning the person you already are. You are not trying to become worthy. You are learning to live from the worth that was always there. You are not trying to create value by being perfect, useful, beautiful, calm, successful, or easy to love. You are learning that your value is not a reward. It is your starting place. Let that settle. Your value is not a reward. Your value is your starting place. And when that truth begins to enter your energy, even softly, life starts to feel different. Not because everything outside has changed yet, but because you are no longer standing inside yourself as an enemy. You are no longer looking at your own reflection with the same old punishment. You are beginning to become a safer place for your own soul. When you do not value yourself, your energy does not simply feel low. It begins to leak, quietly, slowly, in ways you may not notice at first. It leaks when you say yes while your whole body is asking for rest. It leaks when you laugh at something that hurts you because you do not want to make anyone uncomfortable. It leaks when you explain your heart again and again to someone who is not really listening. It leaks when you make yourself responsible for everyone's mood, everyone's comfort, everyone's peace, while your own spirit is asking, "What about me?" This is why low self-value is so tiring. It is not only a thought, it becomes a way of living, a way of breathing, a way of entering rooms already feeling sorry for taking up space, a way of holding your own needs like they are heavy, wrong, or too much, a way of checking every word before you speak, every feeling before you share, every boundary before you set it. You may call it being nice. You may call it being easygoing. You may call it keeping peace. But deep inside, your body knows when peace is being bought with your silence. There is a small, tight feeling in your stomach when you want to say no, but say yes. You know that feeling. It may come quickly. It may be soft. But it is honest. It is the body saying, "Something in me does not agree." And many times, instead of listening, you push past it. You smile. You answer. You give. You stay. You carry. You tell yourself it is not a big deal. But to your energy, it is a big deal. Every time you ignore your own inner truth, your energy learns that your voice does not matter. Every time you leave yourself to keep someone else close, your energy learns that love means distance from your own heart. Every time you say, "I am fine," when you are not fine, your inner world becomes a house where the lights are on for everyone else, but not for you. Imagine your inner life as a house, not a perfect house, a living house, a place with rooms, windows, doors, and quiet corners. In one room, there is your tiredness. In another room, there is your heshi, hope. In another, the younger part of you that still wants to be held. In another, the dream you keep hiding because you fear it is too late. In another, the anger you were taught to swallow. In another, the love you keep giving away before you offer any to yourself. Now imagine that every day people come into this house and ask for something. Your time, your softness, your work, your attention, your body, your listening, your forgiveness, your patience, your energy. And because you do not want to disappoint anyone, you give from every room. You give until the house becomes empty. You give until there is no quiet chair left for your own heart to sit in. You give until even your breath feels borrowed. My dear, this is not what love asks of you. Love does not need you empty. Love does not need you erased. Love does not need you tired beyond truth. For a gentle moment, do not fix yourself. Just notice yourself. Notice the body. Notice the chest. Notice the stomach. Notice if there is any place inside you that feels tight, heavy, or tired. Do not judge it. Do not tell it to go away. Just notice. This noticing is a way of turning the lights back on in your own house. No force, just truth. You may have learned to value yourself through how much you could give. If you were useful, you felt safe. If you were needed, you felt loved. If you could keep everyone calm, you felt worthy. If you could solve the problem, carry the feeling, answer the call, make the peace, take the blame, soften the room, then maybe you felt you had a place. But being needed is not the same as being valued. Being used is not the same as being loved. Being available all the time is not the same as being close. Sometimes what you call love is really fear in a soft voice. Fear of being left, fear of being judged, fear of being replaced, fear of being called selfish, fear of finding out that if you stop overgiving, some people may not know how to stay. And this is where the healing begins. Not by blaming yourself for giving too much, but by understanding why you did it. Old fear says, if I choose myself, they will leave. Inner love says, if I never choose myself, I leave myself first. Read that slowly inside your heart. If you never choose yourself, you leave yourself first. You may keep the relationship. You may keep the role. You may keep the peace on the outside. But inside, something begins to feel far away. You begin to miss yourself. You begin to wonder why you feel lonely even around people. You begin to feel tired even after sleeping. You begin to feel unseen even when you are doing everything right. That loneliness is not always because no one is near you. Sometimes it is because you are not near yourself. Come closer. Come back. You are allowed. Low self-value drains your energy because it makes you live in constant inner negotiation. You negotiate whether your feelings are valid. You negotiate whether your needs are too much. You negotiate whether you are allowed to rest. You negotiate whether your pain is real enough to speak. You negotiate whether your dream is worthy of time. You negotiate whether your peace matters as much as someone else's comfort. This is exhausting. A soul cannot feel free while it is always on trial. You may wake up and already feel behind. Before the day has even begun, the mind starts speaking. You should do more. You should be better. You should answer faster. You should not feel that way. You should be grateful. You should be over this. You should not need so much. You should not ask for help. You should not disappoint anyone. You should be easier to love. And the body hears this. The heart hears this. The energy hears this. It is like living in a house where every room has a small voice saying, "Not enough." After a while, you do not even notice the voice. It becomes normal, but normal does not mean natural. Normal does not mean kind. Normal does not mean true. You were not born with that voice. You learned it. And what was learned can be gently unlearned. I no longer abandon myself to keep peace outside me. My peace matters. My needs are allowed to be heard. Let those words enter slowly. They are not fighting words. They are healing words. They do not attack anyone. They simply bring you back into balance because your peace matters too. Your needs matter too. Your tiredness matters too. Your joy matters too. Your life is not only here to support other lives while yours waits in the corner. When you forget your value, you may begin to make a very painful mistake. You may start believing that love means having no needs, that being spiritual means never being upset, that being kind means never saying no, that being good means always understanding, always forgiving, always staying open, even when something keeps wounding you. But true spiritual love includes truth. True kindness includes honesty. True peace includes self-respect. You can have a soft heart and still know when something is not good for you. You can forgive and still not return. You can understand someone's pain and still stop letting it become your burden. You can wish someone well and still protect your energy. Notice how the body feels when it hears that. You can be loving without being empty. You can be kind without being available for everything. You can care without carrying what is not yours. This is not coldness. This is balance. Low self-value often hides inside beautiful qualities. It hides inside patience. It hides inside forgiveness. It hides inside loyalty. It hides inside service. It hides inside being the strong one. It hides inside the sentence, "I do not want to hurt anyone." But sometimes, while trying not to hurt anyone, you keep hurting yourself. And because the pain is quiet, you tell yourself it does not count. It counts. Your quiet pain counts. Your hidden tiredness counts. Your swallowed words count. Your body has been keeping the score of every time you chose silence over truth, fear over peace, guilt over rest, not to punish you, not to shame you, but to guide you home. The body is honest, the stomach tightens, the shoulders rise, the breath becomes short, the chest feels heavy, the throat closes, the eyes burn. These are not random things, they are messages from within. Listen gently, without fear. Your energy begins to return when you stop arguing with your own inner signals. If you are tired, you are tired. If something hurts, it hurts. If something feels wrong, it deserves your attention. If your body contracts around a person, a place, or a choice, do not shame yourself for noticing. Ask with kindness, what is my body trying to tell me? This question can save you from repeating old patterns. Sometimes low self-value says, do not listen to your body, just keep going. But love says, your body is part of your wisdom. Sometimes low self-value says, do not make things difficult. But love says, truth is not difficulty. Truth is clarity. Sometimes low self-value says, take what you can get. But love says, you are not here to survive on crumbs. You do not have to become hard to stop living on crumbs. You simply have to become honest. Honest about what drains you. Honest about what brings you peace. Honest about where you keep saying yes because you are afraid. Honest about where you keep shrinking because you want to be chosen. Honest about where you are asking someone else to give you the value you keep withholding from yourself. This honesty may feel uncomfortable at first. That is normal. If you have spent years ignoring yourself, listening to yourself may feel strange. If you have spent years pleasing others, choosing yourself may feel wrong. If you have spent years living from guilt, peace may feel undeserved. But strange does not mean wrong. New does not mean unsafe. Sometimes discomfort is simply the feeling of an old pattern losing control. Breathe into that. No force, no rush, just one honest breath. The house inside you can change. You can open the windows. You can clear the rooms. You can stop letting fear sit at the head of the table. You can stop letting guilt sleep in every corner. You can stop letting self-doubt write rules on every wall. You can begin to make your inner world a place where your own heart can rest. And how do you begin? Not with a huge promise, not with a perfect plan. You begin with small acts of value. You drink water when your body asks. You rest before you collapse. You speak to yourself with less cruelty after a mistake. You pause before answering from fear. You let one need be real. You let one feeling have space. You let one no remain a no without decorating it with long explanations. Small acts, real acts, holy acts. Every time you value yourself in a small way, your energy hears, I am safe here. Every time you listen to your body, your energy hears, I matter here. Every time you stop forcing yourself to be everything for everyone, your energy hears, I am coming home. And that is how the leaking begins to stop. Not through pressure, not through anger, through return. You return to the room where your tiredness has been waiting. You return to the room where your voice has been quiet. You return to the room where your joy has been covered. You return to the room where your younger self still asks, will you stay with me this time? And this time, you answer with your presence. Yes, I am here. I am listening. You do not have to fix the whole house in one day. You do not have to heal every room tonight. You do not have to understand every wound before you are allowed to be kind to yourself. You can begin with a small light, a gentle breath, a softer word, an honest pause, a small choice that says, I am no longer willing to disappear from my own life. That is enough to begin changing your energy. That is enough to begin changing the atmosphere inside you. That is enough to begin making your life feel less like a place where you survive and more like a place where you belong. There is a voice that may have lived inside you for a long time. It may sound so familiar that you mistake it for truth. It may speak when you make a mistake. It may speak when someone does not answer. It may speak when you look in the mirror. It may speak when you try something new. It may speak when you rest. It may speak when good things begin to come close. And often it says the same kind of things. You are not enough. You are too late. You always ruin things. You are hard to love. You should be better by now. You do not deserve more. But listen gently. That voice is not your soul. That voice is old pain using your own mind as a speaker. You do not have to believe every painful thought just because it is loud. You do not have to bow to every old sentence just because it has been repeated for years. A thought can feel familiar and still be false. A belief can feel strong and still be learned. A voice can sound like yours and still come from places where you were hurt, judged, ignored, compared, or made to feel small. Take a gentle breath before believing the old sentence. A gentle breath. That small pause is powerful. In that pause, you begin to choose. Think of the mind as a blackboard. For years, many things may have been written on it. Some words came from other people. Some came from painful moments. Some came from fear. Some came from shame. Some came from times when you did not know how to protect yourself. The same words were written again and again until they looked permanent. But chalk is not stone. What was written can be softened. What was repeated can be questioned. What was believed can be rewritten with care. Maybe the old board says, I am not worthy, but love can write, I am learning to see my worth again. Maybe the old board says, I always fail, but love can write, I am allowed to learn and choose again. Maybe the old board says, no one stays, but love can write, I can stay with myself now. Maybe the old board says, I am too much, but love can write, my feelings are not too much. They are asking for kindness. Slowly, gently, new words. This does not mean you lie to yourself. It does not mean you pretend everything is perfect. It means you stop using pain as the only language you understand. It means you stop speaking to yourself in a way that keeps the wound open. It means you become willing to tell the truth with love, not with cruelty. There is a difference between responsibility and shame. Responsibility says, I can learn from this. Shame says, I am bad because of this. Responsibility helps you grow. Shame makes you hide. Responsibility gives you a next step. Shame traps you in the same room. Responsibility is clean. Shame is heavy. And many people confuse the two. They think that if they stop shaming themselves, they will stop growing. But the opposite is often true. When shame becomes too heavy, the heart cannot move. It freezes. It hides. It protects itself. Love gives the heart enough safety to change. My dear, You do not need to be bullied by your own mind in order to become better. You do not need cruelty to grow. You do not need self-attack to become wise. You need truth. You need patience. You need care. You need a voice inside you that can say, yes, this needs healing, and I will not hate myself while I heal it. That voice may not feel natural yet. That is okay. It can be practiced. A kinder inner voice is not always born in one moment. Sometimes it is built sentence by sentence. You catch the old thought. You pause. You breathe. You answer differently. Again and again. Not like homework, but like coming home. That voice may say, you should be better by now. But love says, you are healing at the speed of safety. That voice may say, you missed your chance. But love says, life can still open in ways I cannot see yet. That voice may say, you are too broken. But love says, I am not broken. I am learning how to be whole with gentleness. That voice may say, you are hard to love. But love says, I am learning to love myself without making my pain a crime. Let the body hear that. Let the chest hear that. Let the nervous system hear that. You are not a crime. Your pain is not a crime. Your healing is not too slow. When the old inner voice becomes loud, it often means you are close to choosing differently. The old voice does not usually fight what it already controls. It becomes louder when you begin to leave the pattern. When you begin to value yourself, the old voice may say, who do you think you are? When you begin to rest, it may say, you are lazy. When you begin to set a boundary, it may say, you are selfish. When you begin to receive kindness, it may say, this will not last. When you begin to dream again, it may say, do not be foolish. Do not be afraid of that voice. See it clearly. It is not a sign that you are failing. It may be a sign that the old pattern is being challenged. Notice. Do not fight. Do not obey. Just notice. You can say, I hear you, old fear, but I do not need you to lead me. You can say, I know you are trying to protect me, but I am choosing a softer way now. You can say, thank you for trying to keep me safe, but I do not want a safety that costs me my life. This is how you stop being ruled by inner pain without hating the parts of you that carry it. The old voice may have once helped you survive. It may have made you careful. It may have made you alert. It may have helped you read the room. It may have helped you avoid rejection, conflict, or danger. So we do not need to attack it. We only need to stop letting it run the whole life. A part of you that learned fear is not evil. It is tired. It needs reassurance. It needs a new role. It needs to learn that you are safer now when love leads. I do not have to believe every painful thought. I can speak to myself with care. I am learning a new inner language. Let that be enough. Do not demand instant belief. Sometimes the first step is not believing the new words fully. Sometimes the first step is simply being willing to hear them. The heart may say, I do not know if this is true yet. That is okay. You can answer, then I will stay close until it becomes easier. Stay close to yourself. That is healing. The weight of your phone in your hand after reading something that made you feel small can become a moment of practice. Maybe you read a message and your stomach drops. Maybe you see someone else's life and suddenly feel behind. Maybe you look at a photo and begin judging yourself. Maybe silence from someone makes your mind create a whole story of not being wanted. In that moment, the old board lights up. Old words appear. Not enough. Forgotten. Rejected. Behind. Unlovable. Pause there. Before you fall into the old story, breathe. Feel the phone in your hand. Feel your fingers. Feel the place where your body touches the chair or bed. Come back to now. Do not let one moment become your whole identity. Do not let one message, one image, one silence, one memory decide your worth. You are here. You are breathing. You are more than this moment. The old voice loves to use small things as proof of big pain. Someone does not reply, and the voice says, "See, you do not matter." Something does not work out, and it says, "See, nothing good stays." You make a mistake, and it says, "See, you ruin everything." But love is wiser. Love does not turn one moment into a sentence for your whole life. Love says, "Let us look again. Let us slow down. Let us not punish the heart before we know the truth." This is one of the greatest ways your energy begins to change. You stop feeding every old story with instant belief. You stop letting fear be the first and final answer. You stop letting shame explain your life to you. You become a gentle witness. You ask, "Is this true or is this familiar?" That question can open a door inside the mind. Is this true or is this familiar? Is this love or is this fear? Is this wisdom or is this old pain? These questions are simple, but they are strong. They help you step back from the voice and see that you are not the voice. You are the one who can listen. You are the one who can choose. You are the one who can rewrite. When you value yourself again, your inner language must change. Not in a fake way, not by forcing happy words over real pain, but by refusing to keep pouring cruelty into places that need care. If you feel sad, you do not say, "I am weak." You say, "Something in me needs gentleness." If you feel afraid, you do not say, "I am pathetic." You say, "A part of me needs safety." If you make a mistake, you do not say, "I ruin everything." You say, "I can learn from this without destroying myself." If someone does not choose you, you do not say, "I am unwanted." You say, "My worth is not decided by someone else's ability to see me." Feel the difference. One language closes the heart. One language gives the heart room. One language keeps the old wound alive. One language begins to heal it. The old voice may return many times. Let that be okay. You are not failing because a thought comes back. You are healing when you relate to it differently. In the past, the thought may have pulled you under. Now perhaps you notice it sooner. Perhaps you pause. Perhaps you answer with one kinder sentence. Perhaps you do not spiral as long. Perhaps you place a hand on your heart and say, "I am here." That is progress. That is energy changing. That is the blackboard being rewritten. New words, new breath, new life. You may have been waiting for someone else to speak kindly enough to silence the old inner voice. And yes, kind words from others can be beautiful. But the deepest change begins when your own inner voice becomes a place of care. When you stop waiting for the world to approve of you before you stop attacking yourself. When you stop needing perfect outside safety before you begin creating inside safety. When you stop treating your heart like it must earn tenderness. You can begin now. Not perfectly, not loudly, just sincerely. You can begin with one sentence today. I am allowed to be kind to myself while I am still learning. That sentence holds both truth and love. It does not deny growth. It does not deny mistakes. It does not deny pain. It simply removes cruelty from the process. And without cruelty, your energy has room to breathe. Say it softly inside if you can. I am allowed to be kind to myself while I am still learning. I am allowed to be kind to myself while I am still learning. Let the old board receive new writing. Let the old voice hear a new leader. Let the heart feel that it is no longer alone inside you. There is a sacred shift that happens when you stop calling self-attack honesty. Many people say, "I am just being honest with myself," when they are really being harsh. Honesty does not have to bruise you. Truth does not have to speak with a fist. Real truth has a clean feeling. It may be strong, but it is not cruel. It shows you what needs attention without making you feel worthless. It says, this pattern is ready to change, not you are terrible. It says, this choice did not honor you, not you are beyond repair. It says, come back, not hide forever. Come back. That is the message. Come back from shame. Come back from old names. Come back from the belief that you must hate yourself into healing. You are allowed to grow with love. You are allowed to learn with patience. You are allowed to become new without making an enemy of who you have been. And as this new inner voice grows, your energy begins to feel different. You may not see the whole life change yet, but inside, something softens. The body does not brace as much. The mind does not attack as quickly. The heart does not close as tightly. You begin to feel a little more space between the old thought and your response. That space is freedom. That space is where your new life begins to breathe. It may only be a gentle breath at first. One kind answer, one softer sentence, one moment where you do not believe the worst about yourself. That is enough. That is how the old writing fades. That is how the new words begin. That is how your energy starts returning to the truth of who you are. There is a tender place in the heart where many people become afraid to value themselves. Not because they do not want peace, not because they do not want love, not because they do not want to feel strong again, but because somewhere along the way they were taught that choosing themselves means hurting someone else. They were taught that having needs means being difficult. They were taught that saying no means being unkind. They were taught that rest must be earned after everything is finished. They were taught that love means staying available even when the soul is tired. And so, when the first feeling of self-value begins to rise, guilt may rise with it. You may start to think, am I becoming selfish? You may wonder if you are wrong for needing space. You may feel afraid that if you stop overgiving, people will think you have changed in a bad way. You may feel a small pull in your chest when you begin to choose peace, as if an old part of you is saying, be careful. If you take care of yourself, someone may not like it. Breathe there. Do not run from that feeling. Just notice it. The air just above your collarbones may feel tight when you are trying not to cry. The throat may close a little. The heart may feel full and unsure. This is the place where many old lessons live. This is where guilt often sits. It tells you that your value is dangerous. It tells you that your needs are too loud. It tells you that your boundary is unloving. But guilt is not always wisdom. Sometimes guilt is only the echo of a life where you were praised for abandoning yourself. My dear, self-value is not selfishness. Self-value is balance returning. Self-value is your spirit saying, I belong in my own life too. There is a doorway inside you. For years, you may have stood outside it. You may have watched everyone else enter. You may have opened the door for others, made room for others, carried bags for others, softened the floor for others, lit the room for others. But when it came time for you to walk in, you may have stayed at the threshold. You may have believed there was no room for you. You may have believed your role was to help everyone else feel welcome while you waited outside your own peace. But now the door is opening for you, not with force, not with anger, with truth. You are allowed to enter your own life. You can be kind and still choose rest. You can be kind and still speak the truth. You can be kind and still stop answering from fear. You can be kind and still need quiet. You can be kind and still say, "This does not feel right for me." Let that be simple. You are not asked to become hard. You are not asked to stop caring. You are not asked to become someone who does not feel. You are only asked to stop using your kindness as a reason to disappear, because kindness without self-value becomes a place where your energy keeps leaving you. Love without self-respect becomes a place where you keep accepting less than what your soul can live with. There is a difference between being loving and being empty. There is a difference between being patient and being silent in pain. There is a difference between understanding someone and carrying their whole weight. There is a difference between forgiveness and returning to what keeps breaking your heart. A loud, clear, still loving. You may have thought that if you value yourself, you will become cold. But true self-value does not close the heart. It cleans the heart. It removes the fear that makes you beg. It removes the guilt that makes you stay where your spirit cannot breathe. It removes the need to prove that you are good by saying yes to everything. It helps love become honest again. Coldness says, "I do not need anyone." Self-value says, "I can love deeply without losing myself." Coldness says, "I will never open again." Self-value says, "I will open where there is respect." Coldness builds walls from pain. Self-value creates doors with wisdom. This is important because some people fear that boundaries are walls, but often boundaries are not walls at all. They are doors with handles. They allow what is loving to enter. They stop what is harmful from walking through freely. They help your inner house become a safe place again. A door is not cruel because it closes at night. A window is not selfish because it does not stay open in a storm. Your heart is a key, allowed to have wise openings and gentle closings. Guilt says, "You are wrong for needing space." Truth says, "Space is where my energy comes back." Guilt says, "If you loved them, you would keep giving." Truth says, "Love that requires my self-loss is not whole love." Guilt says, "Explain more, prove more, make them understand." Truth says, "My peace does not need a long defense." Let the body hear that. Your peace does not need a long defense. Your worth does not need a long defense. Your no does not need a long defense. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop explaining your pain to people who are committed to misunderstanding it. Not in anger, not in revenge, not to punish them, but because your energy is sacred. Your breath is sacred. Your time is sacred. Your nervous system is sacred. There are moments when the heart grows tired from trying to make someone see what they are not ready to see. And in that moment, self-value says, "I can step back. I can stop pouring my life into a closed place." This is not giving up on love. This is giving up on self-abandonment. There is a soft power in that. I can love others without leaving myself. I can be kind without being empty. I can choose peace without guilt. Let those words move gently through you. Do not turn them into a fight. Let them become a calm truth. You may still love people. You may still care. You may still wish good for them. But your love does not have to be proved through exhaustion. Your goodness does not have to be proved through silence. Your loyalty does not have to be proved by staying where your spirit is shrinking. For a long time, you may have entered every doorway asking, "What do they need from me?" That question is not wrong. Caring is beautiful, but if it is the only question, you become empty. Begin adding a new question. What is true for me here? Ask it softly. Ask it before you answer. Ask it before you agree. Ask it before you take responsibility for something that is not yours. Ask it before you say yes because you fear being disliked. What is true for me here? Maybe the truth is, I am tired. Maybe the truth is, I need time. Maybe the truth is, I do not want this. Maybe the truth is, I care, but I cannot carry this. Maybe the truth is, I am allowed to choose peace. These truths may feel small, but they open the doorway to your own life. They help you step over the threshold instead of always standing outside. And when you begin to enter your own life, your energy begins to feel less scattered. You stop leaving pieces of yourself in every room where you were trying to be accepted. You stop handing your peace to every person who may or may not approve of you. You stop living as if your heart is only safe when everyone else is pleased. Not everyone will understand your self-value at first. Some people were comfortable with the version of you that never said no. Some people liked the version of you that could be called at any time, asked for anything, and made to feel guilty for needing rest. Some people may call your healing selfish because they benefited from your lack of boundaries. Do not let that confuse you. A person who is used to your self-abandonment may not celebrate your self-respect right away. Breathe. Stay gentle. Stay clear. You do not need to become angry to become free. Anger may visit and it may show you where you were hurt. But anger does not have to become your home. Let it be a messenger, not a master. Under the anger, there may be grief. Under the grief, there may be a deep longing to finally be treated with care. And under that longing, there is the truth you are returning to now. You are allowed to matter. You are allowed to have limits. You are allowed to stop giving from an empty place. Self-value is not saying only I matter. Self-value is saying I matter also. That one word can change the whole feeling of your life. Also, my needs matter also. My body matters also. My dream matters also. My timing matters also. My peace matters also. My sadness matters also. My joy matters also. My heart matters also. Also, let that word be medicine. For many soft hearts, this is where the healing becomes real. Because it is easy to say, I love myself, when nothing is being asked of you. It is easy to speak about worth when no one is disappointed. But the practice begins when someone wants the old version of you and your soul is asking for the new one. The practice begins when you can feel the guilt, but still choose truth. The practice begins when you can hear the fear, but still speak gently for yourself. The practice begins when you can be misunderstood without running back to self-betrayal just to fix the feeling. This does not mean you become careless with people. It does not mean you speak harshly. It does not mean you stop apologizing when you truly hurt someone. Self-value is not pride that refuses to listen. Self-value listens, but it does not collapse. It can say, I hear you, without saying, I will leave myself to make you comfortable. It can say, I care, without saying, use all of me. It can say, I am sorry for my part, without saying, everything is my fault. That is maturity. That is healing. That is peace with a backbone. There will be moments when you need to remind yourself that guilt does not always mean you are doing something wrong. Sometimes guilt appears because you are doing something new. If you have spent years saying yes, your first honest no may feel strange. If you have spent years explaining yourself, your first quiet boundary may feel rude. If you have spent years taking care of everyone else first, your first act of rest may feel undeserved. But new feelings do not always mean wrong choices. Sometimes the body is simply learning a new way to be safe. You can place a hand on your heart and say, I am safe to choose myself with love. Let the words be slow. You do not need to force belief. Let the body hear them again and see it again. I am safe to choose myself with love. I am safe to have needs. I am safe to honor my peace. This is not selfish. This is sacred care. You are not here to be a doorway everyone walks through while you remain outside in the cold. You are not here to be a cup that is poured out again and again without being filled. You are not here to be the quiet one who suffers beautifully so no one else has to feel uncomfortable. You are here to live. You are here to breathe. You are here to love and also receive love. You are here to give and also be nourished. You are here to help and also be held. Before we go deeper, there is something important to understand. The life you want cannot stay in the energy of the self you keep rejecting. A peaceful life needs a peaceful relationship with yourself. A loving life needs a loving relationship with yourself. A strong life needs a respectful relationship with yourself. So step through the doorway, not all at once, not with pressure. Step through with an honest choice. A soft boundary, a moment of rest, a sentence that honors your heart, a decision not to call your needs a burden, a breath where you remember that you are not outside your own life anymore. You are here. You belong here. You may enter. Your energy begins to change when your standard changes. Not the kind of standard that judges other people, not the kind that makes you feel above anyone, not the kind that turns your heart cold. A true standard is not about pride. It is about inner agreement. It is the quiet line inside you that says, "This is the way I will treat my own life now. This is the way I will allow my heart to be held now. This is the way I will speak to myself now. This is the kind of peace I am willing to protect now." When your standard changes, your energy receives a new instruction. It says, we are not living from fear in the same way anymore. It says, we are not calling crumbs love anymore. It says, we are not making exhaustion the price of belonging anymore. It says, we are not shrinking just to stay chosen anymore. Worth. Choose. Rise. Let your body sit or lie as if it is allowed to take up space. Do not pull yourself in. Do not hold your breath. Do not make your body smaller while listening to words about your own value. Let the shoulders drop. Let the belly soften. Let the face rest. Feel the heaviness in your shoulders after carrying everyone's emotions. That heaviness may have been with you for so long that it feels like part of you. But it is not your identity. It is a sign that you have carried more than your spirit was meant to hold. My dear, energy is not only a feeling floating around you. Energy becomes the way you choose. It becomes the way you answer. It becomes the way you wait. It becomes the way you spend your time. It becomes the way you let people speak to you. It becomes the way you treat your body. It becomes the way you handle money, love, silence, disappointment, hope, and rest. If your standard, your D, is low, your energy may keep agreeing to what hurts you. If your standard is rooted in fear, your energy may keep chasing what does not choose you. If your standard is built on guilt, your energy may keep saying yes while your soul becomes quiet. But when your standard begins to rise from self-value, your energy becomes clearer. You start to feel what matches you and what drains you. You start to notice what gives peace and what takes it. You start to understand that not everything familiar is meant to continue. This is not about being perfect. It is about being honest. When your standard changes, love begins to feel different. You stop calling confusion romance. You stop calling anxiety passion. You stop calling distance mystery. You stop calling being ignored a challenge to win. You stop trying to become more lovable for someone who has already shown you that they do not know how to meet you with care. You begin to want love that feels steady, love that lets your body breathe, love that does not make you beg for basic respect, love that does not require you to become smaller to keep it alive. When your standard changes, time begins to feel different. You stop giving every hour to things that leave you empty. You stop feeling guilty for needing quiet. You stop treating your own dream like it can wait forever while everyone else's needs go first. You begin to understand that time is life. And when you give your time from fear, you are giving pieces of your life away from fear. So you begin to pause. You begin to ask, Does this honor the person I am becoming? When your standard changes, your peace begins to feel different. You stop seeing peace as something extra. You stop saying, "I will rest after everything is done," because you understand that everything may never be done. You stop letting every small storm pull you out of yourself. You stop answering every message with panic. You stop joining every argument. You stop entering every emotional fire just because someone else is burning. You begin to understand that peace is not laziness. Peace is strength that has stopped performing. When your standard changes, your inner voice begins to feel different. You no longer speak to yourself like someone who must be punished into growth. You begin to correct yourself with love. You begin to notice mistakes without turning them into identity. You begin to say, "I can choose again," instead of, "I ruin everything." You begin to say, "I am learning," instead of, "I am hopeless." You begin to say, "I am worthy of care now," not only after you have achieved something. When your standard changes, everything does not have to leave your life at once. Sometimes the shift is quiet. You may simply stop laughing at the joke that makes you feel small. You may stop chasing a person who gives you just enough attention to keep you waiting. You may stop staying awake too late for people who never ask how you are. You may stop saying yes before checking in with your body. You may stop apologizing for needing time. These little choices may look small from the outside, but inside they are powerful. That is a practice. Give yourself a quiet pause before saying yes. A pause to breathe, a pause to feel, a pause to ask, is this love or is this fear? This tiny pause can save your energy from old patterns. It can stop the automatic yes. It can soften the need to prove. It can bring your spirit back into the decision. You may still say yes sometimes, and that is fine. But now your yes can come from truth, not panic, not guilt, not the fear of being left, not the old belief that you must be useful to be wanted. My energy is no longer available for what empties me. I respect the life inside me. I choose from worth, not fear. Let the words be simple. Let them become a clean line inside you, not a wall, a line that helps your energy know where home is. Because when you do not have an inner standard, every outside voice becomes too powerful. Every mood around you can pull you, every request can claim you, every silence can scare you. Every approval can lift you, and every disapproval can break you. But when your standard grows, you become less easy to move away from yourself. This is what it means to change your energy. It is not about pretending to be happy. It is not about forcing a high feeling. It is not about saying spiritual words while ignoring your pain. It is about becoming aligned with your own value in small, real ways. Think of a magnet, but think of it simply. A magnet does not beg every piece of metal to come close. It does not run around saying, "Please see me, please choose me, please prove I am enough." It has a pull because of what it is. In the same way, when you value yourself, you stop begging life to prove your worth. You begin to live from it. Your choices become the signal. Your calm becomes the signal. Your boundary becomes the signal. Your self-respect becomes the signal. And life begins to feel the difference. Not because you are trying to control everything, not because you are forcing people to change, but because you are no longer meeting life as someone who has already abandoned herself. You are meeting life as someone returning to herself. There is great power in that return. You may walk into the same room, but you do not feel the same. You may hear the same words, but they do not enter as deeply. You may face the same silence, but you do not collapse as quickly. You may meet the same old temptation, but now something in you says, I know where this road goes. I do not need to walk it again. That is energy changing. That is worth becoming embodied. That is the old pattern losing its hold. Sometimes the world tests a new standard, not to punish you, not because you are failing, but because the old life wants to know if you are serious. The old person may return. The old guilt may rise. The old habit may call. The old comfort may look tempting. And in that moment, your practice is not to be perfect. Your practice is to be awake. Pause, breathe, choose again. If you fall into the old pattern, do not attack yourself. That would only return you to the old energy. Instead, speak gently. I see what happened. I understand why it felt familiar. I can choose differently next time. That sentence protects your standard without turning your growth into another place of shame. A higher standard does not mean you never fall. It means you stop building a home where you fell. It means you rise with more love each time. There may be people who do not like your new standard. They may say you have changed. And perhaps you have. Perhaps you are no longer as easy to drain. Perhaps you are no longer as quick to blame yourself. Perhaps you are no longer willing to turn your whole heart inside out just to keep someone close. Perhaps you are no longer available for conversations that leave you feeling smaller. Perhaps you are no longer able to call confusion, love, pressure, devotion, or chaos excitement. Let them notice. You do not need to explain your healing to everyone. Some changes are meant to be lived, not announced. Your energy will speak. Your choices will speak. Your peace will speak. When you value yourself, the way you love changes. You love with your feet on the ground. You love without begging. You love without making another person your proof of worth. You love with an open heart and a listening body. You love in a way that includes you. That is the part many people forget. Love must include you. If your love leaves you out, it is not complete. When you value yourself, the way you work changes. You may still give effort. You may still have dreams. You may still want to grow. But you stop using work as a way to prove that you deserve to exist. You stop punishing your body in the name of success. You stop measuring your whole life by how productive you were today. You begin to understand that your worth is not waiting at the finish line. Your worth walks with you. When you value yourself, the way you receive changes. At first, receiving may feel strange. You may feel safer giving. You may know how to help others, but not how to let help come to you. You may know how to listen, but not how to be heard. You may know how to hold, but not how to be held. A new standard says, I do not only give love, I allow love to reach me. This may feel tender. Let it be tender. Receiving is learned slowly by hearts that had to survive through overgiving. You are allowed to receive without proving first, without earning through pain, without becoming perfect. When your standard changes, you stop asking, what will make them stay? And start asking, what helps me stay true to myself? That question is life-changing. It brings the energy back to the center. It helps you choose from peace instead of fear. It helps you stop making another person's response the owner of your worth. It helps you remember that your life is not built only around being chosen. Your life is also built around choosing what is honest, healthy, and kind to your soul. There is no need to rush this. A new standard can begin gently. Today, it may be one pause. Tomorrow, one kinder sentence. Another day, one honest no. Another day, one moment where you do not explain yourself beyond what is needed. Another day, one choice to rest instead of forcing. Another day, one decision not to chase what keeps you anxious. Small things become strong when repeated with love, and little by little, your energy begins to feel warmer, cleaner, more steady, less pulled by every outside wave. You may still feel, you may still care, you may still have tender days, but underneath, something new begins to form. A quiet knowing, a calm line, a soft strength. It says, I am not here to lose myself anymore. It says, I am allowed to live from worth. It says, I do not need to shrink to be loved. And when that standard becomes your practice, your energy cannot remain the same. A new life rarely begins with one huge moment. It usually begins quietly. It begins in the little choices no one sees. It begins in the breath you take before answering from fear. It begins in the glass of water you drink because your body asked. It begins in the quiet you give yourself instead of pushing through. It begins in the moment you choose not to insult yourself after a mistake. It begins in the message you do not send from panic. It begins in the yes you make honest and the no you allow to stand. This is comforting because it means you do not have to change your whole life today. You do not have to become completely healed before you begin. You do not have to make a perfect plan. You do not have to understand every wound. You can start with one small choice that carries the energy of self-value. A step. Enough. Keep going. Think of the new life as a bridge. You do not have to leap across it. You do not have to see the whole path before you take the first step. You do not have to know how every part will work. You only need the next honest step beneath your feet, then the next, then the next. A bridge is crossed by movement, not by standing at the beginning, and demanding to see the ending. Your old life may have been built from small choices too. Small moments of ignoring yourself. Small moments of saying yes when you meant no. Small moments of speaking harshly to yourself. Small moments of chasing. Small moments of staying silent. Small moments of shrinking. So the new life can also be built from small choices. Small moments of listening. Small moments of kindness. Small moments of truth. Small moments of rest. Small moments of choosing from worth. This is good news, because small choices are available now, not someday, now. You may be listening with the dim screen light on your face when you are tired, but still searching for comfort. Maybe the room is quiet. Maybe your body is asking for rest. Maybe your mind is still trying to solve everything. Maybe part of you wants a sign that life can become softer. Let this be the sign. You do not have to force a whole transformation tonight. You can choose one gentle thing, a breath, a softer thought, a moment of not leaving yourself. That is not small to your soul. That is a beginning. A new life begins when you stop treating your own care like an extra thing. Many people say, "I will take care of myself when I have time." But the body cannot live on someday. The heart cannot rest in someday. Your energy cannot heal only from promises. It needs little acts of love now, not perfect acts, real acts, simple acts. You may rest your eyes for a quiet moment. You may place your hand on your chest. You may say, "I am doing the best I can today." You may step away from a conversation that is making your body tight. You may give yourself permission to eat, drink, sleep, cry, breathe, or be quiet. These are not dramatic things, but they are honest things. And honest things change energy. Small, loving choices are changing me. I do not need to rush my becoming. I can take one peaceful step today. Let those words be gentle. Do not turn them into pressure. You are not behind because you are healing slowly. You are not failing because you need practice. You are not weak because you need reminders. A heart that has spent years forgetting itself needs time to trust that you will not leave again. So show it through small choices. Show it through your tone. Show it through your rest. Show it through your boundaries. Show it through the way you come back after old fear appears. An honest no can be a bridge. A little quiet can be a bridge. Kind words to yourself can be a bridge. A decision not to chase can be a bridge. A moment of asking, "What do I need?" can be a bridge. Do not judge the step because it looks small. A small step in the right energy is stronger than a huge move made from panic. Panic may look busy, but it often takes you in circles. Worth may move slowly, but it moves you home. The old self may rush to fix, prove, answer, explain, and control. The new self pauses. the new self listens. The new self says, I do not need to abandon myself to move forward. There is a simple practice you can begin using. Before you make a choice, ask, does this choice make me leave myself, or does it help me stay with myself? Keep the words easy. Do not overthink them. Ask when you are about to say yes. Ask when you want to send the message. Ask when you are about to blame yourself. Ask when guilt is pushing you. Ask when fear is speaking loudly. Does this make me leave myself, or does this help me stay with myself? That question can become a light on the bridge. Sometimes staying with yourself means speaking. Sometimes it means resting. Sometimes it means waiting. Sometimes it means not answering right away. Sometimes it means saying, I need time to think. Sometimes it means admitting, this hurt me. Sometimes it means choosing joy without explaining it. Sometimes it means letting a good thing come without asking if you deserve it. The new life is built inside these moments, not only in big events, not only when everything changes outside, but here in the way you meet yourself. My dear, do not make healing heavy. The mind may want to turn self-value into a long list of rules. It may say, now I must always be strong. Now I must always say the perfect thing. Now I must never fall into an old pattern again. That is not healing. That is pressure-wearing spiritual clothing. Real healing is kinder. It says, I will return when I forget. I will soften when I become hard on myself. I will choose again when I fall back. I will not use the path of self-love to create a new way to shame myself. That matters, because the old energy can hide inside self-improvement. It can turn growth into punishment. It can make you feel that you are always behind, always needing to fix something, always needing to become more worthy. But self-value says, I can grow from love. I can change without hating myself. I can become more honest without becoming harsh. If this is touching something true in you, you may save this for the days when you forget your worth and return to it when your energy needs to come home. Now come back to the bridge. Feel your breath. Feel the body. Feel this moment. You are not being asked to cross the whole bridge tonight. You are being asked to take the next step with yourself, not against yourself. The next step may be very quiet. It may be closing your eyes. It may be forgiving yourself for today. It may be deciding not to answer from panic. It may be resting without earning it. It may be telling yourself, I am still worthy, even here. The next part is the one many people skip because it asks you to stop proving and start receiving. But before receiving becomes natural, the heart must learn that it is safe to stop performing. It must learn that love is not always earned through effort. It must learn that peace does not have to be paid for with exhaustion. It must learn that being valuable is not the same as being useful every second. This learning happens through small choices. When you speak kindly to yourself after a mistake, you are teaching your body that growth is safe. When you take a pause before saying yes, you are teaching your energy that your truth matters. When you rest before collapse, you are teaching your nervous system that care does not have to come last. When you let yourself receive a compliment without pushing it away, you are teaching your heart that good can stay for a moment. When you stop explaining what is already clear, you are teaching your spirit that peace does not need to beg. These teachings are quiet, but they reach deep. You may think your life changes only through big decisions. Sometimes it does. But often, big decisions become possible only because small choices have made your energy stronger. A person who practices an honest no becomes ready for a bigger boundary. A person who practices quiet becomes ready for deeper rest. A person who practices kind words becomes ready for a new inner voice. A person who practices not chasing becomes ready to stop building love from fear. So bless the small choices. Bless the tiny pauses. Bless the quiet returns. Bless the days when all you can do is not be cruel to yourself. That is still healing. There may be days when you do not feel spiritual, days when you feel tired, messy, emotional, unsure, days when the old voice comes back, days when you choose from fear again. Do not make those days proof that nothing is changing. They are part of the bridge too. The bridge does not vanish because one step was shaky. The path does not end because you paused. The new life does not reject you because you had a human day. On those days, make the smallest loving choice you can make. Drink the water, loosen the jaw, answer yourself kindly, take a peaceful breath. Tell the truth to your own heart. Maybe that is enough for today. And if it is, let it be enough. Enough. No punishment, no rushing. A new life built from self-value has a different rhythm. It does not always move with panic. It does not always need noise. It does not always need proof. It grows through steady care, through small, honest actions, through the quiet decision to stop leaving yourself behind, through the way you treat yourself when nothing outside has changed yet. One day, you may notice that you respond differently. Something that once pulled you into fear no longer owns you in the same way. A word that once broke you now simply shows you what needs care. A person who once made you chase now reveals where you are ready to choose yourself. A delay that once made you panic now becomes a place where you breathe. These are not small signs. These are signs that the bridge is carrying you. You are changing the way you live inside yourself. And because of that, your outer choices must begin to change too. You may choose different conversations, different rooms, different habits, different ways of using your time, different ways of resting, different ways of loving, different ways of receiving. Not because you forced a new life with fear, but because you became someone who no longer feels at home in the old energy. This is how quiet change becomes real, step by step, breath by breath, choice by choice. You do not need to know everything. You only need to stay close to yourself in the next honest moment. Let the next honest moment be your path. Let the next gentle choice be your bridge. Let the next breath remind you that you are still here, still learning, still worthy, still becoming. A new life is not waiting for a perfect version of you. It is meeting the version of you that is finally willing to stop abandoning herself. And that version can begin to dawn. There comes a moment when your soul becomes tired of proving, not lazy, not hopeless, just tired of trying to earn what should have met you with kindness, tired of explaining your heart to people who do not listen with care, tired of working so hard to be chosen, tired of making yourself smaller, sweeter, quieter, easier, softer, less needy, less honest, just so someone else will not leave. And in that tired place, a new truth begins to rise. You do not have to prove your worth to receive love. You do not have to overgive to receive care. You do not have to suffer first to receive peace. You do not have to become perfect before good can come close. Breathe. Let that enter slowly. For many hearts, receiving feels harder than giving. Giving feels familiar. Giving lets you feel useful. Giving lets you stay busy. Giving lets you avoid the tender fear of being seen, held, supported, and cared for. But receiving asks something different from you. Receiving asks you to stop performing for one moment. Receiving asks you to believe, even softly, that you are allowed to be met without first becoming empty. There may be an ache between your shoulder blades from holding too much alone. You may feel it now, that quiet heaviness, that old place where the body has stored all the times you carried what no one saw, all the times you said, "I can handle it," when something inside you needed help, all the times you became strong because no one noticed you were tired, all the times you learned to need less, ask less, hope less, expect less. My dear, you did what you had to do to survive. But now your spirit is learning a new way. You are not here only to carry. You are here to be supported too. You are not here only to understand. You are here to be understood too. You are not here only to give peace. You are here to feel peace too. There is an old coat you may have been wearing for many years. It is the coat of overproving, the coat of over-explaining, the coat of carrying too much. Maybe you put it on when you were young. Maybe you learned that love came when you were helpful, quiet, impressive, pleasing, or easy to manage. Maybe you learned that if you did enough, gave enough, smiled enough, and swallowed enough pain, you would finally be safe. But that coat is heavy now. It does not fit the life you are moving toward. It may have protected you once. It may have helped you survive old rooms. It may have helped you feel accepted in places where your real self was not fully welcomed. But what once helped you survive can later become what keeps you tired. And at some point, love invites you to take it off. Not with anger, not with shame, with tenderness. You can say, "Thank you for helping me survive, but I do not need to wear you every day now." Control says, "Work harder or you will be forgotten." Inner worth says, "What is meant to meet me in love does not require me to betray myself." Control says, "Prove you are good, prove you are useful, prove you deserve a place." Inner worth says, "I already have a place inside my own heart." Control says, "Do not stop. If you rest, everything will fall apart." Inner worth says, "I can rest and still be held by life." Let your back rest against what is supporting you. The chair, the bed, the ground beneath you. Whatever is here right now. For a gentle moment, let yourself receive the support already under your body. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to explain why you need it. You do not have to thank the floor for holding you every second. Just allow yourself to be held. Receive. No proving. This small practice can teach the body something new. It can teach the heart that support does not always have to be chased. It can teach the nervous system that not everything good must be paid for with effort. It can teach the soul that rest is not failure. Sometimes receiving begins with the simplest truth. Something is holding you right now, and you are allowed to let it. You may notice how hard it is to receive. Maybe the mind becomes busy. Maybe it says, "I should be doing something." Maybe it says, "This is not enough." Maybe it says, "I do not know how to relax." Let all of that be okay. You are not doing it wrong. A heart that has lived in proving mode may need time to learn peace. A body that has lived in tension may not soften right away. But every time you practice letting yourself be supported, you send a new message inside. I let support meet me without apology. I do not need to earn every moment of peace. I can be held while I'm still becoming. Let those words move like warmth through the body, not as a command, as an invitation. When you stop proving, you may feel exposed at first, because proving gave you something to do. Proving gave you a way to feel in control. If you could make yourself good enough, maybe you would not be rejected. If you could explain clearly enough, maybe you would not be misunderstood. If you could help enough, maybe people would not leave. If you could succeed enough, maybe you would finally rest. But a life built on proving is never fully peaceful, because proving has no ending. There is always one more thing to show, one more reason to defend yourself, one more person to convince, one more standard to reach, one more fear saying, "Not yet, you are still not enough." Receiving breaks that pattern. Receiving says, "I can let goodness come before I am finished." Receiving says, "I can let kindness reach me before I have everything figured out." Receiving says, "I can let love meet me without making myself smaller." This does not mean you stop growing. It does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean you wait for life to do everything for you. It means you stop using self-pressure as your main way of moving through the world. It means you stop treating peace like something you must win. It means you stop believing that pain makes you more deserving. You are worthy before the struggle. You are worthy inside the struggle. You are worthy after the struggle. No begging, no chasing, no more losing yourself for a little bit of warmth. When you value yourself, you begin to notice where you have been performing for love. Maybe you perform by being the calm one, even when you are hurting. Maybe you perform by being the successful one, even when you are exhausted. Maybe you perform by being the understanding one, even when your own heart needs understanding. Maybe you perform by being the cheerful one, the useful one, the available one, the one who never asks for too much. And slowly you begin to ask, who am I when I am not performing? That question may feel quiet, but it is deep. Who are you when you are not trying to be accepted? Who are you when you are not trying to prove that you deserve kindness? Who are you when you are not carrying every feeling in the room? Who are you when your worth is not tied to how much you can do? You may discover that underneath all the proving, there is a tender person who simply wants to feel safe, a heart that wants to be loved without pressure, a body that wants to rest without guilt, a voice that wants to speak without fear, a spirit that wants to receive without checking every second if it will be taken away. That person is still there, waiting, breathing, ready. Start with simple receiving. Receive the breath without controlling it. Receive the quiet without filling it. Receive a kind word without pushing it away. Receive help without saying, no, it is fine, when it is not fine. Receive a moment of rest without listing all the reasons you should not have it. Receive your own care. Receive your own forgiveness. Receive your own presence. At first, the old mind may resist. It may say, this is selfish. It may say, you are doing nothing. It may say, you should be more productive. But inner worth says, I am learning how to live without turning my whole life into a performance. That is freedom, quiet freedom, real freedom. You do not have to prove that you are lovable by accepting less than love. You do not have to prove that you are spiritual by ignoring your own pain. You do not have to prove that you are strong by refusing support. You do not have to prove that you are good by staying where your energy keeps falling. I am allowed to receive care without paying for it with exhaustion. I am allowed to be loved without becoming less of myself. I am allowed to rest inside my own worth. Let that be a new kind of strength. There may be grief here. Because when you stop proving, you may look back and realize how long you were trying to earn what should have been freely given. You may feel sadness for the younger part of you who believed love had to be worked for. You may feel tenderness for the version of you who kept trying harder when what they really needed was to be held. Let that grief come if it comes. It is not weakness. It is the heart telling the truth. And after the grief, there may be space, a little space in the chest, a little space in the breath, a little space where peace can enter. You are taking off the old coat. Maybe not all at once, maybe one button at a time, one old belief at a time, one heavy expectation at a time, one moment where you stop explaining, one moment where you stop chasing, one moment where you let yourself be supported, one moment where you say, I do not have to earn my place through pain. And as the coat becomes lighter, your energy becomes lighter too. You begin to move differently. You begin to choose differently. You begin to love differently. You begin to receive differently. Not because you forced the world to change, but because you stopped meeting life as someone who must beg for every blessing. You are allowed to receive good with a calm heart. You are allowed to let peace stay. You are allowed to be supported in ways you are still learning to trust. Put the weight down for a moment. Just a moment. Let life meet you here. Your body listens to the way you treat yourself. It listens when you ignore your tiredness. It listens when you say yes with a tight stomach. It listens when you push through pain and call it strength. It listens when you hold back tears because you think your feelings are too much. It listens when you keep going, keep giving, keep smiling, keep proving, even while something inside you is asking for rest. And it also listens when you begin to choose yourself. It listens when you pause. It listens when you speak gently. It listens when you eat because you are hungry, rest because you are tired, and breathe because you are here. It listens when you stop making your body the place where your old pain continues to live. Safe. Here. Home. Many people think self-value is only in the mind. They think it is only a thought, a sentence, an idea. But self-value must also reach the body. The body needs to feel that you are not going to keep abandoning it. The body needs to feel that you will listen when it whispers, not only when it screams. The body needs to know that you will no longer use it only as a machine for working, pleasing, carrying, and surviving. Your body is not your enemy. Your body is your home in this life. It has carried you through every day you thought you could not survive. It has held your breath when you were afraid. It has tightened to protect you. It has cried when words could not come. It has warned you when something did not feel right. It has kept going through tired seasons, lonely seasons, heavy seasons, silent seasons. Even when you criticized it, it kept trying to keep you alive. My dear, your body deserves kindness, not someday. Now, place a hand over your heart if that feels right. If not, Simply let your hands rest. Let the forehead soften. Let the belly loosen. Let the breath move without force. Let your breathing soften as if your body is not your enemy. Let the body know you are here. Let the chest soften. Let the shoulders release even a little. Let the heart feel less alone. Let yourself come home. Sometimes the body does not feel safe because life has been too much. But sometimes the body does not feel safe because you have not been kind to it inside your own thoughts. You may speak to your body with judgment. You may call it wrong, slow, tired, too much, not enough. You may only notice it when you want to fix it. You may only listen when it can no longer continue. And slowly the body learns, I am not safe with my own person. But this can change. Gently, daily, honestly. Your body learns safety when you listen to the small signals, the dry feeling in your throat after holding back words, the tight jaw after pretending everything is fine, the heavy eyes after too many nights of carrying worry, the closed chest when you are near someone who does not feel safe for your spirit, the sudden tiredness after you say yes to something you did not want. These are not problems to attack. They are messages to receive. Your body is speaking. Can you listen without anger? Can you listen without shame? Can you listen without saying, not now, again? When you value yourself, you stop treating your body like it must earn care. You stop waiting until everything is falling apart before you rest. You stop forcing yourself to be available when your whole nervous system is asking for quiet. You stop calling yourself weak for needing softness. You stop using spiritual words to rise above feelings that simply need to be felt. Sometimes choosing yourself is not a big speech. Sometimes it is turning the lights down. Sometimes it is drinking the warmth of the cup you forgot to drink. Sometimes it is putting the phone away because your mind needs silence. Sometimes it is closing your eyes for 1 minute. Sometimes it is saying, I cannot talk about this right now. Sometimes it is letting your breath become deeper than your fear. My body can rest without asking permission. My breath is welcome here. I treat myself like someone worth caring for. Let the words be soft. Let them touch the places that have been waiting for care. There is an anchor inside you. It is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is the part of you that can return to truth even when the world is moving around you. For a long time, your anchor may have been outside of you. Maybe your peace depended on whether someone answered, whether someone approved, whether the plan worked, whether the mood around you was calm, whether people liked you, whether you felt useful. But when your worth begins to come home, the anchor begins to move inward. You still care about life. You still feel deeply. You still love. You still hope. But you are not thrown as far from yourself by every wave. Someone may be upset and you can still breathe. A plan may change and you can still be kind to yourself. Someone may not understand you and you can still stay close to your own truth. An old fear may rise and you can still place a hand on your heart and say, I am here. This is not because you become numb. It is because you become rooted. It is because you stop letting every outside wave decide your inner safety. The old mind may say, if I am not tense, I will not be prepared. But your soul knows that constant tension is not the same as true protection. The old mind may say, if I relax, something bad will happen. But your body needs to learn that peace is not danger. The old mind may say, keep watch, keep guarding, keep expecting pain. But love says, you can be aware without living in fear. Worry says, stay tight so nothing surprises you. Trust says, softness can also protect me. Worry says, do not rest until everything is certain. Trust says, I can give my body care even while life is still unfolding. Worry says, you must hold everything together. Trust says, I am allowed to be held too. Breathe with that. Not a perfect breath, just a real one. The body learns through repetition. Not harsh repetition, gentle repetition. Every time you pause before saying yes, the body learns that its signals matter. Every time you speak kindly after fear, the body learns that it will not be attacked for feeling. Every time you leave a draining conversation, the body learns that you can protect peace. Every time you rest without guilt, the body learns that care is safe. Every time you choose food, water, sleep, warmth, quiet, movement, or honest tears, the body learns, I am with someone who values me. That is deep healing. Because many people are trying to manifest a new life while their body still feels unsafe inside the old one. They want love, but their body expects abandonment. They want success, but their body fears being seen. They want peace, but their body is addicted to solving problems. They want rest, but their body feels guilty without pressure. So we do not shame the body. We teach it slowly. We bring it with us. You do not drag your body into healing. You invite it. You comfort it. You include it. Say gently inside, you are safe with me. If the body does not believe it yet, that is okay. Say it anyway, not as a demand, but as a promise you are learning to keep. You are safe with me. I will listen sooner. I will speak more kindly. I will stop calling your needs weakness. Let that be a new relationship. Your body may hold old fear in simple places. The throat that learned not to speak. The belly that learned to tighten before disappointment. The shoulders that learned to carry responsibility. the chest that learned to protect the heart, the hands that learned to grip, the face that learned to look fine. Do not hate these places. They were trying to help you. They were trying to keep you safe in the only way they knew. Now you can teach them another way. You can relax the shoulders and say, I do not have to carry everyone. You can soften the throat and say, my voice can come gently. You can open the hands and say, I do not have to control everything. You can breathe into the chest and say, my heart can be protected by truth. You can loosen the belly and say, I can trust myself to notice what feels right. This is self-value in the body, not just a thought, a practice, a return. Before the closing begins, listen carefully. The outer change is not the first miracle. The first change is that you stop being a painful place for yourself. That is where everything begins to shift. You stop making your own mind unsafe. You stop using your body only to carry pressure. You stop ignoring the quiet signals. You stop forcing yourself to stay open where you feel harmed. You stop treating rest as something shameful. And little by little, the body begins to believe, maybe I am allowed to feel safe here. Safe in your breath, safe in your heart, safe in your own care. You may not feel safe every moment. That is not the goal. The goal is not to become a person who never feels fear. The goal is to become a person who does not leave themselves when fear appears. The goal is to become steady enough to say, fear is here and I am here too. The goal is to let your body know that emotions can move through without becoming your whole identity. You can feel sadness and still be worthy. You can feel fear and still be guided. You can feel tired and still be loved. You can feel unsure and still be safe to take the next breath. This is how the anchor grows, breath by breath, choice by choice, kind word by kind word. The waves may still move. Life may still bring moments you did not expect. People may still act from their own pain. Plans may still change. But inside, you begin to feel a place that does not belong to chaos. A place that says, I can return, I can breathe, I can choose myself without guilt. My body is learning peace. My heart is learning trust. My energy is returning to a safer place inside me. Let that be enough for this moment. You do not have to force the whole body to relax. You do not have to heal every old fear tonight. You only need to show up with a little more kindness than before. That is how trust is built. Not by big promises, but by small, loving proof. The body watches what you do. It notices when you listen. It notices when you rest. It notices when you stop attacking yourself. It notices when you choose peace over panic. And over time, it begins to soften. Not because life is perfect, but because you are becoming safer for yourself. Energy change often begins quietly, so quietly that you may miss it if you are only looking for a big outer sign. You may think nothing is happening because your whole life has not changed yet. You may think you are not healing because you still have hard days. You may think your self-value is not growing because the old voice still visits. But many sacred changes begin like first light, not loud, not sudden, not dramatic, just a soft glow at the edge of the dark. And if you are not gentle with yourself, you may miss the glow. So let us notice it together. Small signs, still real. Keep trusting. A sign may be that you catch yourself sooner. The old thought comes in, but it does not take the whole day. You hear the harsh voice say, "You are not enough," and something in you pauses. Maybe you still feel the sting. Maybe you still feel the old pull. But you do not fall as deeply. You breathe. You answer with one kinder sentence. You say, "I am learning." You say, "I do not have to attack myself for this." You say, "This moment does not decide my worth." That is a sign. Do not dismiss it. A sign may be that you need less approval than before. Maybe you still like encouragement. That is human. Maybe you still want to be seen. That is natural. But you are not as willing to hand your whole piece to someone else's opinion. You are not as quick to collapse when someone does not understand. You are not as hungry for every person to agree with your choices. Something inside you is beginning to say, "I can know what is true for me, even if it is not praised." That is a sign, a beautiful sign. A sign may be that places that once felt normal now feel too tight. A conversation that once pulled you in now feels heavy. A room where you used to shrink now feels uncomfortable. A habit that once gave comfort now feels like it takes too much from you. This can feel confusing at first. You may think, "Why do I feel different here now?" It is because your energy is no longer fitting into the same old shape. You are not losing yourself. You are outgrowing what was built around your self-forgetting. Breathe there. Let it be true. When your energy changes, the old life may not feel like home in the same way. This can bring both relief and sadness. Relief, because you can feel yourself growing. Sadness, because some old things once mattered to you. Some old patterns once helped you feel safe. Some old connections once gave you a place to belong. Be gentle with that. You can bless what once helped you survive and still admit it cannot carry you forward. A sign may be that you pause before chasing. The message is not answered, and you do not rush to prove your worth. Someone becomes distant, and you do not immediately abandon your peace. An opportunity feels uncertain, and you do not turn uncertainty into self-rejection. You feel the old pull, yes, but then you breathe. You feel the first quiet breath after you decide not to answer from panic. That breath is a sign. That pause is power. That moment is new energy. A sign may be that rest begins to feel a little less guilty. Not always easy, not fully natural yet, but a little less wrong. Maybe you sit down before the body breaks. Maybe you stop working when your mind is too tired to think clearly. Maybe you allow silence without filling it. Maybe you let yourself sleep without replaying every mistake. Maybe you start to understand that rest is not something you steal from life. Rest is something that helps you return to life. A sign may be that you stop calling chaos love. This is a deep one. The nervous system may have learned to confuse intensity with connection. It may have learned to confuse anxiety with passion. It may have learned to confuse being needed with being cherished. But as your energy changes, peace begins to feel more attractive than drama. Steadiness begins to feel safer than confusion. Respect begins to feel more beautiful than the chase. This is not boring. This is healing. This is your body learning that love does not have to hurt to be real. A sign may be that you speak to yourself with more care after mistakes. You may still feel disappointed. You may still wish you had done something differently. But you do not turn one choice into a full attack on your being. You begin to say, I can repair this. You begin to say, I can learn. You begin to say, I am still worthy of love while I grow. That is not a small thing. That is a whole new relationship forming inside you. I honor the quiet signs of my growth. I do not ignore small healing. I trust the gentle changes happening within me. Let those words rest in the body. A sign may be that you no longer explain yourself to everyone. You choose your words with more peace. You share with those who can hear you. You stop turning your heart into a long speech for people who are committed to not understanding. You begin to feel the dignity of silence. Not cold silence, not punishing silence, peaceful silence, the kind that says, I do not need to keep placing my worth in front of someone who keeps stepping over it. A sign may be that your dreams begin to feel possible again. Maybe not huge and clear yet. Maybe only a small feeling, a small thought that says, maybe there is more for me. Maybe you find yourself wanting to create, learn, move, heal, love, or begin again. When self-value returns, life inside you starts to stretch. The heart begins to look toward the future with a little less fear. The spirit begins to believe that the past is not the only story, that is first light. Soft, tender, real. A sign may be that you feel more sensitive to what drains you. This does not mean you are weaker. It means you are more awake. Before, you may have been numb to certain things because you had to survive them. Now you can feel the difference. You can feel when a conversation pulls you away from yourself. You can feel when a choice comes from guilt. You can feel when your body says, "Please do not keep doing this." That sensitivity is not a curse. It is guidance returning. A sign may be that you feel peace in small moments, not all day, not every day. But suddenly, there is a quiet breath, a softer morning, a moment where your chest does not feel so tight. A little space between thoughts. A few seconds where you are not fighting yourself. Please do not pass over these moments because they are small. Small peace is still peace. Small freedom is still freedom. Small softness is still the heart learning a new way. Maybe the outer world has not clapped for your healing. Maybe no one has noticed the battle you did not fight today. Maybe no one saw the old message you did not send. Maybe no one praised the boundary you kept. Maybe no one thanked you for choosing yourself, but your energy noticed, your body noticed, your soul noticed, and that matters. A sign may be that you no longer make every delay mean rejection. Something is not here yet, but you do not instantly decide you are forgotten. Something takes longer, but you do not use it as proof that life is against you. Someone else moves faster, but you do not make your timing wrong. You begin to breathe inside the waiting. You begin to say, "I can still value myself here." That is a powerful sign, because low self-worth often turns waiting into punishment. Healing turns waiting into a place of trust. A sign may be that your no becomes cleaner. You do not need to make it sharp. You do not need to make it loud. You do not need to cover it with 20 reasons. You can simply feel that something is not right for you and honor that. Even if your voice shakes a little, even if guilt visits, even if someone does not like it. A clean no can be one of the clearest signs that your energy is changing. It shows that you are no longer available to abandon yourself automatically. A sign may be that your yes becomes more honest. This is just as important. Self-value does not only teach you to say no, it teaches you to say yes from truth. Yes to love that feels peaceful. Yes to opportunities that respect your spirit. Yes to rest. Yes to joy. Yes to support. Yes to being seen. Yes to beginning again. Yes to the life that does not require you to hate yourself in order to enter it. I welcome the signs of my becoming. I trust the soft light within me. I am changing in ways that honor my heart. There is no need to rush the dawn. First light does not argue with the night. It simply arrives. Slowly, steadily, without asking permission. In the same way, your new energy may be arriving little by little. You may not be able to explain it to everyone. You may not have all the proof. You may still be in the middle, but something inside you knows. Something is softer. Something is clearer. Something is less willing to shrink. Something is more ready to live. Do not dismiss the quiet signs because you wanted louder ones. Do not ignore the small peace because you were waiting for a huge breakthrough. Do not call your progress nothing because you still have work to do. Healing is not only measured by what has completely changed, it is also measured by what no longer owns you in the same way. The old thought may come, but it does not rule you as long. The old fear may visit, but it does not become your whole home. The old pattern may call, but your whole body does not answer as quickly. That is change. That is growth. That is energy becoming new. Let the small signs encourage you. Let them remind you that self-value is not only a sentence you say. It is a life slowly forming. It is in your pauses, your softer words, your cleaner no, your honest yes, your deeper rest, your calmer breath, your choice not to chase, your choice not to punish yourself, your choice to stay near your own heart. And little by little the dawn grows. There is a quiet power in returning to your own value. It does not need to shout. It does not need to prove. It does not need to announce itself to everyone. It simply begins to change the way you stand inside your life. You may still be gentle. You may still be loving. You may still care deeply. But now your care includes you. Your love includes you. Your patience includes you. Your forgiveness includes you. Your future includes you. And that changes everything. Because when you stop treating yourself like an afterthought, your life begins to receive a new message. Your choices begin to shift. Your body begins to soften. Your heart begins to trust. Your energy no longer belongs fully to the old rooms, the old fears, the old voices, the old patterns. Something in you begins to say, I am coming back to myself now. A gentle breath, gently. Come home. Place your hand over your heart if that feels right. Feel the soft weight of your hand resting there. This heart has carried so much. It has hoped when there was little proof. It has loved even after disappointment. It has tried again after pain. It has held quiet dreams, quiet grief, quiet prayers, quiet strength. It has not given up on you, even when you did not know how to be kind to yourself. So speak to it softly now, not like a task, like a return. I value the life within me. I honor the heart that kept going. I am learning to meet myself with love. Let that be enough for this moment. You are not trying to become worthy. You are remembering that you were never without worth. This is a very important difference. If you think you are trying to become worthy, you will always feel like you must reach something before you can rest. You will always feel like love is waiting at the end of perfection. You will always feel like peace belongs to a future version of you. But when you remember that worth is already within you, everything softens. You can grow without hating where you are. You can heal without rejecting who you have been. You can become new without making today's self an enemy. Think of roots beneath the soil. Before you see the flower, the roots are doing quiet work. They are not trying to impress the sky. They are not asking everyone to notice. They are simply deepening, holding, feeding, preparing. In the same way, your self-value may be growing in places no one can see yet. In the quiet choice not to attack yourself. In the breath before an old reaction. In the way you rest. In the way you stop chasing. In the way you let your no be honest. In the way you allow your yes to be peaceful. These are roots, strong roots, living roots. And one day, what is rooted within you begins to show around you. Not always in the way you expected, not always on the day you wanted, but it shows. It shows in the people you no longer chase. It shows in the peace you no longer trade. It shows in the rooms you no longer enter just to feel accepted. It shows in the dreams you begin to take seriously. It shows in the way your voice becomes softer but stronger. It shows in the way you stop calling self-loss love. Life meets you differently when you meet yourself differently. This does not mean every person will suddenly treat you with perfect care. It does not mean every door opens at once. It does not mean you never feel pain again. It means you no longer stand inside pain as someone who has no self. It means you no longer ask the outside world to be the only place where your worth can be proven. It means you carry a quiet home within you. And when you carry that home, you make different choices. You wait differently. You love differently. You receive differently. You release differently. You begin to see that self-value is not a mood. It is a way of living. It is the way you answer yourself when fear rises. It is the way you stop making your needs wrong. It is the way you let your body rest. It is the way you leave what keeps asking you to disappear. It is the way you keep planting kind words in your own inner soil, even before the outer garden blooms. Maybe you are still learning this. That is okay. You do not have to be perfect at valuing yourself. You only have to keep returning. Return when you forget. Return when guilt speaks. Return when the old voice says you are too much. Return when fear tells you to chase. Return when your body asks for care. Return when you feel small. Return when you make a mistake. Return when life feels slow. Return again with love. Each return is a seed. Each seed matters. Some seeds grow quickly. Some take time. Some grow in the dark before you see anything at all. Do not dig them up with doubt every morning. Do not punish yourself because growth is quiet. Water the inner soil with patience. Feed it with kind words. Protect it with honest boundaries. Give it sunlight through rest, truth, and simple joy. You are becoming rooted in worth, not rooted in fear, not rooted in guilt, not rooted in the need to prove, rooted in worth. And from that place, your energy becomes more honest. You may still feel deeply, but you do not drown as easily. You may still love, but you do not abandon yourself as quickly. You may still hope, but you do not make hope a reason to ignore truth. You may still give, but you do not give from emptiness. You may still care, but you remember that your care must also include the one living inside your being. Oh, to you, the one who has waited so long for your own tenderness, the one who needed your love first. I honor myself with gentle respect. I let my energy return to love. I am safe to live from worth. Life can meet me in a new way. Let those words be planted. Let them move down into the roots. Let them become part of the way you breathe. There may still be days when the old life calls your name. It may call through guilt, through loneliness, through a familiar person, through an old habit, through the desire to be chosen quickly, through the fear that nothing better is coming. When that happens, do not shame yourself for hearing the call. Simply pause and ask, does this bring me closer to myself, or does this take me away? That question is a lantern. Carry it gently. Does this bring me closer to myself, or does this take me away? You do not need a perfect answer every time. You only need a willing heart. A heart willing to listen. A heart willing to choose again. A heart willing to stop calling self-betrayal love. A heart willing to stop calling pressure purpose. A heart willing to stop calling chaos home. As your self-value grows, some things will naturally fall away. Not always with drama. Sometimes simply because you do not have the same energy for them anymore. You may no longer want conversations that are built on judgment. You may no longer want love that makes you feel unsafe. You may no longer want work that asks for your whole life but gives no respect to your spirit. You may no longer want habits that keep you numb. You may no longer want to speak to yourself in the old way. This falling away is not failure. It is clearing. It is space. It is life making room for what can meet the person you are becoming. And as some things fall away, other things may begin quietly. More peace in the morning. A new idea. A softer way of speaking. A cleaner boundary. A better kind of love. A feeling that you can trust yourself. A moment where you look at your life and think, I am not who I used to be. Maybe the change is not complete, but it is real. Let it be real. Let it count. Let yourself be proud in a gentle way, not proud above others, proud with relief, proud like someone who has walked a long road and is still here. Proud like someone who stopped making pain their home. Proud like someone who is finally learning to stand inside their own life with love. Because when you begin to value yourself again, your whole energy no longer belongs to the old life. It begins to belong to truth, to peace, to softness, to honest strength, to the future that can only meet you when you stop living as if you are not allowed to receive it. So keep returning. Keep choosing the kinder word. Keep taking the honest breath. Keep listening to the body. Keep protecting the peace that is growing inside you. Keep planting. Keep watering. Keep trusting the roots. You are not late. You are not too broken. You are not too far away from yourself. You are here now. And here is where everything can begin again. Now take a slow breath and let everything become simple. You do not need to carry the whole path in your mind. You do not need to know exactly how life will change. You do not need to force every answer tonight. Just come back to this one truth. You are allowed to value yourself now. Not after the healing is complete. Not after everyone understands. Not after the right person chooses you. Not after the money comes. Not after the body changes. Not after you have proved enough. Now, right here. You can value yourself while you are still learning. You can value yourself while your heart is still tender. You can value yourself while some days still feel heavy. You can value yourself without turning your worth into a performance. You can value yourself with simple choices, gentle words, honest pauses, quiet rest, and one small return at a time. Let the old voice become softer. Let the old weight become lighter. Let the old need to prove begin to loosen. You have carried enough. You have explained enough. You have punished yourself enough. Now let love become the way you come home. Place your attention on the heart again. Softly say within yourself, I am worthy of my own care. I choose peace without guilt. I receive love without losing myself. I return to my value now. Breathe. Let those words settle. May you stop searching for your worth in places that never knew how to see it. May you stop handing your energy to what keeps you tired. May you stop calling yourself difficult for having needs and start calling yourself human. May you stop treating your heart like it must earn tenderness. May you begin to live as someone who matters in their own life. And when tomorrow comes, you do not need to be perfect. You only need to remember a simple thing. Before you chase, breathe. Before you attack yourself, soften. Before you say yes from fear, pause. Before you believe the old voice, listen for love. Before you forget yourself again, place one hand on your heart and come home. Your value was never gone. It was waiting under the noise. It was waiting under the fear. It was waiting under all the ways you learned to survive. Now you are remembering. And as you remember, your energy begins to stand in a new place, a calmer place, a clearer place, a place where love does not require self-loss, a place where peace does not require silence, a place where goodness can come close without you asking, "Do I deserve this?" A place where you can finally say, "I am here, I matter, I choose myself with love." Let this be your quiet practice. Let this be your gentle beginning. Let this be the root of the new life growing within you. Life loves me.